All right, so I had this private. I have my windows open, so it's kind of dark. I'm kind of in shadow. I might have to close my windows. Um, but let me see. I had this video on private, so um, it's now public. So now people are aware of it. Oh well. So what it is I had been talking with this person on they commented on one of my videos, and I tried to find the comments before, but we were talking back and forth for the past couple of months, about a month and a half, and she wanted to come on to my program last time and talk, and I tried I tried to um, we tried to connect, and she had audio issues, so she couldn't come on because of her audio. Then we tried to do it through Skype. We couldn't do it through Skype, and so hopefully we're going to try this again. We're going to see if this works. So this may be a discussion between myself and this guest, or it might be a very brief hangout that ends very quickly. So I'm going to give her some time to connect because I sent her a link um, to a private hangout, and actually now I'm just realizing I should send her the link to this. So let me go ahead and do that. You guys aren't hearing a damn word I'm saying. Okay. I just realized you guys probably didn't hear anything I just said. That's okay. It wasn't important. It wasn't important. So let me send her the link. Okay. Now let me test the audio. Okay, the audio now it works. My apologies. Sorry about that. So if you're just coming on now, you're like, why does he sound so distant? What's going on? That's why, because I fucked up. I didn't have my speaker down. So let me see. Let me close some of these windows. I don't need all of these things open. I'm in the middle of editing the video. And so I was doing that before this. But I did want to have an opportunity to speak with this person. Wow, not a single person is watching. No, we got 2 people watching. So it's me, myself, and I. I don't know if it's me, myself, and I. Let me pop out this chat so in case anybody does say anything, I can catch it. So like I said earlier, that you probably didn't hear because I didn't have my mic down, was that this particular person who I chatted with before, I tried to get on the program to talk about her experience with Christianity, her experience. I think it's been a while again. I think she was in the occult or had an experience with the occult. So we were going to talk about that and just kind of get to know each other and exchange some ideas. And that was pretty much about it. Didn't really have a set topic, just kind of chat. Let me see. So I just sent her the link a little while ago. Let me try inviting her. Let me send it that way. That might work. Hey, what's up, Comedic? Yes, I am live. I'm doing a impromptu. I'm doing a spare the moment hangout. There's this person who I tried to connect with before, who is a Christian who wanted to talk. She had some experience with the occult, and every time I have a comment on my videos and they talk about how the occult is evil and all this stuff, and they were ex-occultists, I invite them onto my program. I say, well, cool. You know, I mean, if they seem sort of level-headed, if they're like completely nuts or just insulting me, you know, I just ignore them. But when they're rational and nice, which this person was, I say, hey, do you want to come on my show and talk about it? She said yes. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm waiting for her to see if she connects. I'm going to give her a little bit of time, and then if she doesn't show up, I'm, you know, that's it. I'm not gonna bother outreaching to her again. If she really wants to, she can connect with me, but I'm not gonna pursue it. Let me see. Okay, so anyhow, let me email her the link. This is so annoying. Okay, so let me send her the link. If I can remember her name. I think that's it. There she is. Yes. Okay, so I am going to invite her. So the invitation was sent. So we will see. I will give her some time to connect. And in the meantime, let's see what's going on. So Comedic Witch. Hey, Comedic, how's it going? All of Windy City Witch. Hey, it isn't Saturday. Yes, it isn't Saturday. For those of you just showing up, so there was a person who I connected with on YouTube before, who was a Christian who, you know, we had some back and forth in my comment section. They said they were an ex occultist or ex witch or whatever. Now they're saved by Jesus. And whenever I talk to someone in my comment section about this, and they seem relatively rational and seem a little open to discussion, I invite them onto my channel. And I've always done it. I always have an open invitation for anybody who wants to talk about stuff, challenge my beliefs, whatever. You know, I'm open to it. I'm open to talking with other people and listening to their opinion. And that's it. I'm open to it. I'm not going to be completely closed-minded. So that's what I'm doing. So hey, morning. Hey, Mary, morning. How's it going? Hello, hello. Great. Oh, wow. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if you all caught the show that I had yesterday with Animist channel. That was a lot of fun, talking about the idea, the concept of a soul and a spirit, and what happens after life, and ghosts and stuff like that. I mean, I'm still not completely convinced about spirits, but again, I'm open to it. If people can convince me one way or the other, hey, why not? I mean, it's very esoteric and subjective, but a lot of stuff is esoteric and objective. And just because, you know, anyhow, whatever, I'm open to it. He was a good, yeah, he was a good guest, Mary. I agree. I'll probably have him on again. He's actually been watching my channel for quite some time, and I love the guy. He's an awesome guy, but he leaves these comments. They're like half a page, and I'm not kidding. Like, you know, you see a couple of sentences, and then you hit show more, and it's like, I'm like, oh man, because, you know, sometimes you get a lot of comments, and I like to respond to all my comments, and so I'll go through and I'll read the comments, and then I'll comment on them. And sometimes when I get these walls of text, I'm like, oh shit. So I'll sit there and you know, I mean, I don't want to just blow them off. So I mean, I'll actually read the whole thing. But it's like, oh man, it's like a fucking book. But it's all right. He's a nice guy. Still love him. What's your opinion on the Vigilant Christian? I don't know. The Vigilant Christian and A Call for an Uprising are button heads right now. And Vigilant Christian is on the warpath. He's holding up the banner of righteousness of Christianity and waving it around in other people's faces. So that's how I feel. I told him he made a video recently about um, how a lot of people are disparaging other Christians and making them out to seem to lie and or to show them in a bad light and lie about them and disparage them and all this stuff. And so I wrote a comment. I said, "Oh, so now you know what it feels like for us witches and occultists when people go around lying about us, making shit up, disparaging us, and making everything that we do satanic." So I was like, karma. Yeah. I mean, other than that, that's all I think about the vigilant Christian. I've done videos on him before. He's just, he just believes what he believes, but whatever. I mean, he's just one of the fucking crazies that are on YouTube that believe all kinds of crazy shit. So that's what I think about the vigilant Christian. So let me see. Olive, the Windy City Witch, Alex Monton. Yeah, exactly. So now he knows how it feels. So I don't know what's going on with this person. She said she wanted to connect today. So I told her I could connect today. I don't know. The first time she blew me off, I was patient. The second time, I'm not gonna bother with this a third time. This is the second time I've done this. But anyhow, I'll hang out for a little bit because you guys are here. Let's see. Alex Montaigne, it kills me that he doesn't treat his bipolar disorder. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he has bipolar disorder or not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people should take care of themselves. I agree with you. But YouTube gives people an opportunity to show people who they are on YouTube. And if he wants to get on and start making up some crazy shit about whatever and basically sharing his bipolarism with YouTube, whatever, Let me see. Okay, I'm going to check my email because I just heard it. Let me see if I get a message from her. Nope, not getting it. All right. So, whatever. Let me see. This is crazy in my apartment complex who versus all over his van and a huge speakerphone. Oh no. Oh no, you probably live next to one of those Bible thumpers who run around and telling people how they're sinning. Oh man, that's annoying. I really feel bad for you. I love nothing more than to leave the 13th rule of whatever under a windshield wiper. Huh. Okay. I'm not familiar with what that is. Let me know what that is, Olive. I'd like to know. He refuses to treat his mental problems. He claims that God has healed it. Yeah, well, right, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, you have to. Yeah, that's the dangerous thing. If you allow yourself to become too, I talked about this in another video. Looking at yourself as the four elements and how each element represents a certain aspect of your personality and you have to keep everything in check. That's what happens when you allow yourself to become too airy. You float off. You allow yourself to just be, just, oh, God will take care of it or magic will heal it or whatever, and you just go off. No, you got to stay grounded. There's a reason why physicians have studied how physicians have evolved over the centuries and how herbalism has evolved into the pharmaceutical industry that we have today. There's a reason all these things have evolved this way. And so if you have a disease or you have something, go to a doctor. Go to a doctor and get it treated, Obviously, there are some doctors who just want to feed you medication and not really heal you, and that's unfortunate, but that's a rare occasion. for the most part, most people who are physicians are actually trying to benefit and heal people. So yeah, if you're bipolar, go to a doctor. There's nothing wrong with it. Let me see. I just care for, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Let me see. Big pharma, unless it's honestly that bad. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm here and you guys are here, Loki's like, let's see how long I can stay up for this. Let me see. Wiccan Read. What about the Wiccan Read? What do you want to know? The history of the Wiccan Read is really interesting. I wish more people understood it rather than just spouting the Wiccan Read. The "and it harm none, do what thou wilt" is or do as you will, is from Gerald Gardner's books, especially The Meaning of Witchcraft, and it comes from a saying from King Pasal. But it was never meant to be some kind of a law that everyone has to follow. You know, it's a read. It is a recognition. It's an understanding that what you do in the world has an effect. Oh, wait, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the threefold law. The Wiccan Read essentially so that you understand that you can do whatever you want, just don't be an asshole, you know? Live your life, do what you want to do, but don't interfere with other people's lives. That's essentially what it means. And to take it like literal, like a lot of people do on YouTube and even out in the world, it's ridiculous. You cannot go through life without harming something. If, right now I'm breathing in microbes, I'm harming stuff. So it's not to be taken literally. You are going to harm some stuff. So the Wiccan Read, in my opinion, is a guideline. You just have to kind of understand it in perspective. There's a lot of wisdom in it, and that is, you know, live your life and try not to harm people and understand that what you do in the world has ripple effects. If you go out in traffic and you drive really fast, you might cause an accident. You might be doing something. Even though it's not harming you, it can be affecting other people around us. And that's what we need to understand. Let me see. People get crazy about the Wiccan Read. Yeah, exactly. And also a threefold law. And the threefold law isn't like three. You know, it's not like, you know, you wish for somebody else to get $5 and you get $15 back. It doesn't, it's not threefold. The threefold was just kind of like, you know, romantic usage of threes, because threes is very common, especially mythology, Irish mythology, and also in magic, something that happens 3 times. And there's several different opinions about where it comes from. My belief is in the second degree initiation of the public Gardnerian and Alexandrian material, is that you give 3 and you receive 3, and there's actually kind of a mention of stuff comes back to you in threes or in threefolds. So there's different opinions about the threefold law, but again, it's not adamant. It's not like written in stone. Anything in witchcraft, and especially Wicca, that one takes dogmatically is a big, huge no-no. You don't want to take things so dogmatic. Let me see. Live life, harm little, but take no shit. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. Exactly looks so true. Message retracted. It was explained to me the 3 times means it will come back to you in 3 ways: mind, body, and spirit. Okay. Yeah, but a threefold law is in understanding again that what we do in the world has an effect around us, and that's one. It's kind of wrapped up in the Wiccan Read, but what you do in the world has an effect. Like if you do magic for whatever you do magic for, it has an effect. You know, stuff doesn't just pop into existence. It doesn't like suddenly appear out of nothing. It actually causes a chain of events to occur in conformity with whatever it is that you want or that you desire to happen. And those various chain links in the event you could see as ripples in the world. And each one of those links is like a ripple that is going to cause things to happen. So you have to understand that that's what that threefold law, in my opinion, means, is that what you do has an effect upon the world. Like, let's say, for example, somebody does something to me, like does some little curse against me or does something to negatively try to impact my life. It it really depends upon if I actually feel threatened. Like if I'm walking down the street and some person who obviously is incapable of threatening my life, like threatens me and says, "I'm gonna kill you, man." It's like, I, you're a little twig. I can break you like this. Why, you know, it's no real threat. So I don't have to feel threatened by this, And so there's no retaliation. There's nothing, I don't need to do anything for it because it's not going to harm me. It's like a fly. A fly trying to hurt you is not going to hurt you, you know. So that's how I look at it. It's just it's not a real threat, so I don't have to worry about it. Let me see. That is interesting. But me being me, I don't see good or evil. We are all chaos. Yeah, except humanity is actually very orderly. Everything is order in cities, society, government, religion, politics, money, exchange, commerce, education. Yeah, I guess so. Even the universe has order. The planets rotate in a very specific way. Yeah, chaos just isn't something that even the way that plants grow, everything has an order. So yeah, I guess so. I don't believe in good and evil either, but chaos is like the primordial goop. That's the origin. But after that, everything is ordered. Let me see. It's from Gardner's book, High Magic Aid. From Gardner's book, no, it's not. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oops. Criminy frickin'. All right. Okay. So let me see. What did you say? Okay. So it's from Gardner's book on high magic. Are you talking about are you talking about the Wiccan Reed Kemetic? I shouldn't have jumped to the conclusion and said it's not in High Magic's Aid because I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I assumed you were talking about the Wiccan Reed, but maybe you're talking about something else. So I apologize if I jumped the gun there. Let me see. For me, in my practice, taking alchemical processes and taking in a spiritual sense has made my practice so much more fulfilling, but that is only my preferences. Law of vibration. Okay. To me, sorry, sleep brain. Hello, all. Hey, Rays, what's up? We strive for order for sure. Ordered chaos. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, it just, to me, chaos just seems like the beginning, the origin, the source of it. But after that, everything falls into an order. Everything is, that. But that's just, again, that's the way I perceive it. I understand that there's people who believe in chaos theory, and chaos magic and stuff like that. But to me, it just doesn't make sense because it seems like the origin. It seems everything starts in chaos. Like if you can imagine, like your room, if your room's in chaos, the first thing you're probably going to do is you're going to start making order out of it. You're going to start cleaning it up, putting this there and putting that there. You're going to create order because that's just our natural process. We, for whatever reason, that's how our brains work. We find order, we find things, and we put things into order and categories and labels and such stuff like that. So I see chaos as a primordial like origin in the beginning, an atrophy. Like if left to its own devices, kind of like you know chaos would ensue. But we put things into order, and if you look at the universe and everything, it's orderly, whatever. Just a different way of looking at things. I'm not a fan of terms like light or dark workers magic. I am still learning, though I believe in balance you can't have. Yes, I agree with you. I think if you look at all occult axioms, there's balance. Everything is in balance. Good and evil is, I mean, it's just kind of like what we put onto it. Like there are things that people do that are considered good actions and evil actions. But in of itself, like for example, electricity doesn't have good or evil in it. Electricity is just electricity, but what you do with electricity could be considered good or it could be considered evil. Let me see. Earliest I found everybody post pines. These are ponies. Not funny. Not pony race. Page 80 something. The law of three. Well, yeah, I mean, Gardner believed in this, or perpetuated this kind of law of three idea, but especially like Doreen really didn't appreciate it. Doreen thought it was completely ridiculous. So yeah, page 80. You're probably right. Let me see. I thought you were talking about the. I thought you were talking about the. That's 238. I thought you were talking about the Wiccan read. Okay, so page 80. This lighting is really horrible. There we go. I don't get it either because we strive for order in my religion. Yeah, it kind of depends upon which book you have too, because I know that some of them are different. All right, yeah, let me go look and let me know. Let me see. Okay, so I don't know. So for those of you who are just showing up, what happened was the reason why I'm doing this kind of spontaneous hangout is because there was a person who I tried to contact before to get onto my show to talk about. She's a Christian and she believes she was the next witch, and she wanted to come on and talk about this. Okay, so page 188, and so I invited her on, and this is the second time I've done it, and the second time she's blown me off. So I think that's it. I'm not pursuing it anymore. Let me see. Okay. Pop, 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 pop. Is it in chapter 14, Dear Leap, in yours, Zabora? Yeah, it's not there. But I know that there's, like, depending upon which version you have, I have this one. Depending upon which version you have, it's probably in a different page. I wouldn't pursue it any either. In some, the older Nordic path, no good, no evil, just order and chaos. Order, what we call with life, is good, and chaos is that. Yeah, exactly. And I agree with you. Yeah, and I agree, Loki. I can completely see that. I think that that's how I did see the, the Norse idea of like the frost giants, is that they were sort of the primordial, the chaos, and then out of that came order. And that's, yeah, I agree with that. I see. Okay. Entropy is good. I don't know. Brain was not wording. It's okay. So, all right. Well, I'm disappointed. I was trying to person again, and I feel rather. Let me see. I Googled it. Mark well. Thou received good, so equally art bound to return good threefold. Mark well, when thou receivest good, so equally art bound to return good threefold. I wonder where that is. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so you already found it. So, yeah. So what was the question about that? Were the exact origins of it? Yeah, I guess so. But to me, that doesn't sound like the threefold law. It sounds like maybe it sounds kind of like the Wiccan Reed origin. It's the way that it evolved. So yeah, okay. So I mean, I still see it in the second degree initiation, but maybe that comes from where Gardner had mentioned that in High Magic Aid. But I still don't think people should take it so literally. I think that it's pointless to make it so literal. Let me see. Brain was not wording. So yeah, so I don't know. I didn't really have a topic for this. I was really hoping to talk with this person. They're not showing up, so I don't know. I think I'm just going to probably just end this thing here. I think someone said they thought I meant mind, body, spirit, but I said I found it on page 188. Mark well, when you received good, so equally art bound to return good threefold. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that I don't know. I think that what happens, especially like with like ideas of threefold laws, is people take like the thing, like the threefold law, and then they assign other things to it. And this is kind of like maybe what they do in their practice, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's part of canon, or dogmatic. And I think that that's where it gets dangerous, is when people start getting too dogmatic about things, And I think that there should always be open interpretation of things. They thought threefold was mind, body, and spirit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Zabora. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see how people could easily see that, but yeah, I agree with you. It's not correct. Let's bash Christians. No, bashing not fun, but pointing out what is flawed is better. Yeah, I agree with that, Loki. Yeah, I don't really want to bash Christians either, but I do like pointing out stuff that, like, Bill Snuffleupagus says that are incorrect about us, and correcting that information. Look, see, my headphones are see, they're straight up here, but then they're crooked here. So if I make it uncrooked like that, then it's crooked up. Drives me nuts. Sounds like the witch returns at 3 times instead of the universe. sounds like the witch returns it 3 times instead of the universe, where she was talking about mark well when you receive us good, so equally art bound to return good threefold. Yeah, you are right. It does sound like that. It does sound like when something good happens to you, return the favor 3 times. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe not 3 times, but I think, yeah, I mean, if somebody does something good for you, return it to them. Let me see. I was told at a time that if you do bad, you get bad back at you 3 times more. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Never said it was. Just point out where I found it. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate you looking into it, Chromatic. Because I know the, for example, like the, in the meaning of witchcraft, is it in the meaning of witchcraft? I have too many things dog-eared in here. Is it this one? No, maybe it was the meaning of, yeah, it was the meaning of witchcraft. And I have to turn this light on. So this was about the Wiccan Rede. And now I just lost it. Probably because I was on the wrong page. Oh no, this was about how the name Wicca came about. You can tell I'm really organized. Where the hell was it? That's weird. Where did I mark it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so it's page 108 from the meaning of witchcraft. Do what you like so long as you harm no one. But okay, so this came, it is an old saying that the difference between orthodoxy and heterodoxy is that orthodoxy is my doxy and heterodoxy is someone else's doxy. John Calvin's doxy, a most ill-favored hag, was embodied in his famous dictum, all pleasures is sin. Nowadays, most people modify that a little, saying, my pleasures are innocent, everybody else's pleasures are sin. Witches cannot sympathize with this mentality. They are inclined to this morality of the legendary good King Pasal. Do what you like so long as you harm none. But they believe a certain law to be important. You must not use magic for anything which will cause harm to anyone. And if so, to prevent a greater wrong being done, you must discommode someone. You must do it only in a way which will abate the harm. This involves every magical action being discussed first, so to see that it can be no damage, and this induces a habit of mind to consider well the results of one's actions, especially upon others. So that's the Wiccan Rede, the origin of the Wiccan Rede. And it is a, oh, I was flipping through the meaning of witchcraft, and then the other one was Witchcraft Today. These were 2 books that were written by Gerald Gardner, along with this other one that Kemetic was talking about, was High Magic's Aid. So I was just looking for the Wiccan Rede, or the origins of the Wiccan Rede, and then Kemetic was talking about the origins of the threefold law in High Magic's Aid. So so that's, I mean, that's one of the things that I appreciate about the Wiccan Rede. And also I do understand is understanding how the greater world perceives us. I mean, we have to understand that when he wrote these books was in 1945, 46. So this was the 1950s, and people were not very open to the idea of witches, and especially, you know, in England at that time. And so the whole idea of witches running around casting spells was kind of a thing that probably disturbed quite a few people. And so one of the ways that he was able to really um, kind of sell it, sort of say, is to say that, look, witches don't go around trying to harm people unnecessarily. And this was a good way for witchcraft to become more accepted. Now, whether or not you believe this or not, the fact of the matter is, if you look at the growth from the 50s, 60s, and 70s of witchcraft, and the term Wicca being used because it was more accepted, there was some correlation for the reason why witchcraft was such a growth. Part of it could have been the open-mindedness of the 60s and 70s. That's a possibility too. But witchcraft definitely grew because of that, and I think that it was more accepted. And I think that that's a very important piece of wisdom that I think we need to remember, is that public perception is something. We need to understand that public perception. So when these people run around doing these spells against Trump and whatever, it's like, not exactly selling it, very well. And especially that's completely ridiculous spell that was, but even the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was doing a video up against that. They're like, this is the stupidest spell. And I think we actually even had a discussion on that on this channel. Yes, I was told by a Wiccan high priestess that it meant mind, body, and spirit, but that could have been her own personal interpretation. Yeah, I mean, it could have been. Let me see. Organizations and evil sin. Hey, Joan, how's it going? Let me see. How are you doing? It's hilarious that Chris. Yeah, I know it was ridiculous. It was completely all over the place. And I think that that's one of the important things. I mean, it's not, the Wiccanry doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to do harm to other people. It's essentially that you want to do the least amount of harm, and unnecessary harm is ridiculous. If there's no real threat, why bother with it? It's like recently that person who cursed me. I don't have any animosity towards them because I'm not concerned about it, because it's like a fly. It doesn't bother me. It's just, just go away. But I don't have to retaliate against that. It doesn't serve me any good, and it doesn't. I mean, she probably regrets it. She's got her own issues going on, and if I retaliated against that person, it wouldn't be just. It wouldn't be fair. Let me see. I tried to use African folk man. Good there. Thanks. How you doing, Lola? Hey, yes. Hey, how's it going, Joan? So again, I had this. I decided to go live to have this person on. So I guess what I'll do is, if people want to come on, we could chat for a bit. So I'll put the link in here, and if people want to come on and chat, we could do that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll talk about what would be a good topic to talk about? Well, we've been talking about the Rede and the threefold law. Maybe we could talk about ethics. Like, what do you think? What do you think about morality and ethics in witchcraft? Do you think it's something that should be encouraged by the particular tradition, or do you think it's something that should be in line with society and the culture that you live in? For example, a lot of people believe that morality comes from their religion. I, in particular, happen to disagree with that. I think our morality comes from our culture and our society. That's where I think our morality comes from. And also how it comes from your family, but it also is influenced by your culture and your society, and these things shape your morality. If you grow up in there's smaller societies and larger societies. For example, if you grow up in a neighborhood where certain things are sort of become sort of like morality, then that becomes part of your morality, part of your character. But you still would have to fall in line with, you know, like laws and other cultures and stuff. Yeah, I would, but my brain's not working fully. Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. I just put it out there, see if anybody wants to join. I mean, I'm not going to go on for hours on end. I'm probably just going to go until about, I don't know, maybe another 15, 20 minutes. You know, but I mean, since I came online and, you know, started this hangout and you people are here, I don't feel like just stopping it all of a sudden. Let me see. Yeah, so, you know, morality is, again, it's something that I believe is influenced by your parents, your culture, and your society. And I think that if you were depending upon your religion to form your morality, I think that that's bad. You know, it's like this person, they commented on my video. They're talking about, well, if lying and disparaging is so bad, well, you know, Wiccans, where do you get your morality from? And I was like, what, I have to explain to you why lying is bad? I mean, don't people know why lying is bad? It also depends upon what you're lying about. If you're lying on your resume to sort of get a job, I don't know. I mean, how bad is that? If you're a doctor and you're lying to a patient, they can have serious repercussions. That's a little worse. If you're telling like a little white lie to get out of work, or maybe to kind of like save the feelings of a friend or a relationship or whatever, you know, it's a spectrum uh, of lying. Everybody lies to a certain degree. It's just that, you know, what effect is your lie going to have upon other things? I mean, is it going to be a serious lie? Like, is it going to lead to the death of someone? Then that's a pretty bad lie. But a little white lie, maybe not to hurt the feelings of a friend, like, you know, hey, I'm actually busy that night, when you're not, you're actually going out with somebody else. I don't know. That's not that big of a lie. You know, that's just a little quote unquote white lie. You know, and for example, let's say the criminal who goes out and robs somebody and, you know, steals, you know, robs them at gunpoint, takes their money, however much. Let's say they steal $1,000 from them, and they get caught and they go to court and then they, you know, get sentenced, and people are like, oh, that awful person went around robbing somebody. But then on the flip side, let's say you're a neighborhood developer and maybe you do something to get people out of their homes and basically cost those people thousands, well, even tens of thousands of dollars to get them out so that you could tear down their property and build a new property and develop that property and sell it. I mean, it's kind of like, and then this person doesn't get caught. They are kind of allowed to do that. But essentially, they did the same thing as the guy robbing somebody at gunpoint. It's just that they didn't do it with a gun, and it's quote unquote legal for them to do it. I mean, this morality kind of start getting into this kind of gray-ish area. Like, that white collar developer is, if not more, as guilty as the guy who runs and robs somebody at gunpoint. So, you know, it gets tricky. Morality is not always so black and white. You know, it's not so easy to define sometimes. Let me see. I wouldn't upset someone telling me they are going out with someone else, or if they just aren't in the mood to hang out with me. I'd be upset when they found out they lied or saved my feelings. Hey, Animus. Yeah, I agree with you, Rays. I think that is that's a point. I maybe a better example would be you tell a little white lie to get out of work. Like, you call in, you say, oh, I'm sick, I'm not coming in today, whereas you're not really sick. You're just kind of like, you just need a day off to do something, or maybe you had, you need a day off or something, but you call off sick, but you're not really sick. That's what I mean by kind of like a little white lie. Yeah, exactly, Animus. I agree with you. I think you have to look at your actual harm that was done and compare it to the harm they were prepared to do. Yeah. A plus B equals level of crime. Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so for those of you who are showing up late, so the reason why I'm doing this hangout on this odd time on a Thursday is because this person I tried to contact before, who's now a Christian, who says that they were an ex-witcher, an ex-occultist. I tried to have her on the program before. We tried to connect. She couldn't get on. There was a problem. So we tried to do it through Skype, didn't work in Skype. So we tried to reschedule this. This was a month ago. So reconnect today. I sent her an email. She said she was available today. And I sent her the time. I sent her the link. I sent her everything. She didn't show up. So if she's watching or whatever, I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. I tried to do it once with you. I've tried to do it a second time with you. I'm not bothering with this anymore. If she wants to connect with me, then she can set it up, and I'll, she can have me on her show or her channel or whatever. But I'm not gonna do it a third time. It's a waste. It's a waste of my time, and it's a waste of your time. And like right now, I should be editing a video that I'm hoping to put out tomorrow, and I put it on hold to do this. So yeah, right, exactly. Fuck her. So yeah. So that's it. So that's why I'm on doing this this live show on a weird time, because I do only usually do them on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to get back to editing that video. Thank you all. My apologies. I was hoping to have a show today. It didn't work out. But it was fun chatting with you all, talking about the Wiccan Rede and the threefold law, and it was a lot of fun talking about morality and stuff like that. It was interesting little hangout. So, all right, all. Thank you so much. Again, I'm trying to work on a video to put it out for tomorrow, and definitely I will see you all on Saturday if you are around. Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. All right. Thanks all. Have a good night. Blessed be.